information that I had to share from the Howmet site and the development of that in relation to Pixel. No information to share on Pixel. We're still being told that HIG is considering offers, and we believe that they have multiple offers for purchase. And so we're anxious to find out the outcome of those proposals. And I assume we'll know those things soon. They're on their own deadline, so to say. So we'll report that information as soon as we have it, but I think that once it comes out, it'll be leaked to the public very quickly. With regard to Howmet, I'm not aware of anything that's changed in terms of the actual fact pattern, but we did have a good call with the EPA last week. The assistant director was on, 2 people from their legal department. Gave me a better understanding of our being the state of Ohio and our community's legal position. We asked them to create some documents for us, which they've done, and I believe are here on the podium there. We'll have them up on Facebook tomorrow, but essentially an FAQ and a couple maps and that sort of thing that help, I think from my perspective, tell the history of the site as well as the procedural postures and things that will help the community and government understand sort of where we are now and what we can expect to come next. I would describe the position that we're in now is that the EPA has communicated demands around not only sort of current monitoring, but plans for adjustment if and when the wells that are operated and owned by Pixel would stop operating. And so one of the main takeaways that I got from that meeting, which was referenced several times by their attorneys, is that they're very confident in the strength of the enforceable order that they have against First is Wherever, which continued on to Howmet. So I think that puts us in a good position for a positive outcome in the long run. On that note, the city has received a notice of violation from the EPA as well. I think I mentioned before we have quite a bit of ongoing communication with the EPA in several different fronts. So we have wastewater treatment facilities, we have the landfill that we monitor, and the landfill that we monitor, just for reference, I think I've talked about this before, but we had a 30-year obligation when the landfill closed to monitor that site. And over time, the EPA updates and changes the types of things and the ways that monitoring happened. And so around 2020, we entered into a new agreement to continue long-term monitoring of the landfill. This is up on Senior Road. Around 2021, 2022, some administrative rules changed, and they asked us to give them a plan for how we would adjust the ways, the methodology, and the physical ways that we monitor explosive gases. We sent them a proposal, we being the consultants that we hire that continue to do our monitoring, sent them a proposal. That proposal was rejected, and we never sent them a proposal back saying, okay, we're modifying our proposal to basically do it the way you want us to. These are things like, we have continued to monitor these things, but they've asked us to do it in a different way, is the best way I can describe it in layperson's terms. There's one piece of monitoring that we do with a technique that they want us to update. And so we've gone back to the consultant and said, please update the counter proposal, which the consultant actually did for us several years ago. It just never got to the EPA. Basically saying, this is what we're proposing. I think there were 4 comments that the EPA said, please update so that your monitoring methodology matches our new administrative rules. The consultant has redrafted those, and they'll be sent back to the EPA. Once the EPA approves those, it's likely that we'll have an upfront cost, probably new drilling of wells, or I'm sorry, not wells, but monitoring, dropping a word here, but they basically have to drill down in specific areas to do different type of monitoring than what we're doing now. There'll be an upfront cost in that, and then going forward, we would continue to monitor these explosive gases in the same way that we do now, or that we are doing, just with a different methodology. And so that's a notice that we got, I think, late last week. And then just one more update for the public. It's exciting, but seem exciting. Our ACGP construction is starting this week, but it's going to be paving, and it's going to be the same company that usually does our paving, so it's going to seem like it's a part of our standard paving program. But the Appalachian Community Grant Project construction is starting this week. It'll start on Wednesday. It'll start on Riverside Street with milling and paving. That's day one. I think day two will get to Water Street. I think day three will be Friday. I think we get to Yoctangee. And so that's milling and paving. As everybody knows, there's still some outstanding questions about the expense of milling and paving or relaying brick on Mulberry Street. And we've asked the construction folks for some alternatives there because, in my opinion, I don't think anybody wants to get rid of the brick. It's just that when the expense is so high, sometimes it doesn't remain practical. And so we're asking them about the cost of actually physically or hand removing the brick, so it's potentially the actual brick could be reused instead of ordering new brick, and that sort of thing. So we can have the best information for council to make that decision. But I think we're looking at a price difference of about $300,000 for that single block of Mulberry for brick versus paving. And there might be some other ways that we could use that money better in this project. So I will keep council updated on all those matters. And that concludes my report.